I'm gonna start with the obvious. How did you get into fashion? Was it something you always wanted to do?
Fashion is something I probably didn't know directly that's what I wanted to do, but I've always had a sense because I would always make clothes, cut things up, that type of thing. And my mom worked in a factory when she first came here from Grenada. So
Okay.
I just always knew that I was gonna just I didn't know exactly I didn't know I was gonna be a designer or if I was I just knew that I love clothes and I love getting dressed up and doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of got that idea from a very early age.
Okay, so moving into being Caribbean. Were you born in Grenada?
No, I was born here.
Okay, so how does that West Indian culture influence you in your design?
I don't know if it necessarily. I'm trying to think how did it influence because I did like all like play carnival and mass and stuff like that. But by the time I started designing, I was kind of like over that stage, so I can't really say that that had an influence on me. But my mom definitely had an influence on me wanting to kind of be my own boss and that type of thing. And the way that she dressed, that kind of more had an influence me more so than the culture. But so I wouldn't say that directly affected me. But I guess it did play a part because my mom was raised and she raised me. So I guess somehow, some way that becomes intertwined. I mean, I love warm weather. I'm a summer baby, and my clothes are kind of like very sexy, and I like to like travel and do that kind of stuff, and I like beautiful scenery. So in that sense, like I can go to Grenada and design a collection, or go someplace warm and tropical that's beautiful, and come up with ideas.
Speaking of your mom, how was her style? How would you describe her style?
Oh, my mom's style. Jeez, I'm
And
trying
what
to
did you
think.
steal from her?
Well, the company she used to work for, they made a lot of suits. So I grew up like loving like suit skirts with matching jackets and then mini skirts. And my mom would always wear that with a silk scarf. So she was very, very much into silk scarves. So that kind of, trickled down into the way I dress. And although I wear my suits more sexier than probably, my mom did, but she really helped me get into that, those matching outfits, top at the bottom, and that kind of went out of style for a little bit, but then it came back in, which was perfect. Yeah. So now it's back where you can wear um, the top and the bottom can match, and you can wear the jacket with the matching skirt, or the jacket with the matching pants, or even like the whole top and the skirt thing that's going on now. So that's the kind of like because me and Ron are also very, very different. So in that sense, her style, certain things that I wear, she would never wear. Um, she probably cringes, but in that sense, that kind of trickles down my opinion.
Okay. Who is Noel and what inspires her?
Who is Noel? If this was maybe like 2 weeks ago, I probably would have said Noel is a designer, but I'm learning how to create my identity. Like that's something that I do. That's not what I am. So I'm just a dreamer. I'm a girl that believes in dreams and I believe in fairy tales and I try to take that and make it as real as possible in my life on an everyday basis. That's what I use my life to do. Sometimes people will say your head is way too up in the clouds, but I feel like that's okay. And the reason why I believe in fear, like the other day, someone said, stick your hand out, and I did, and they're like, wiggle your fingers, and I did that, and they were like, that's a thought that you put into your head, and then you actually did it. And if you live your life like that, you can create every step of the way. You can create everything that you do. You can write your own fairy tale or your own storybook. So now I'm considering myself like I'm creative director of my life, and I can share my message to an audience with the brand. So
Creative director of your life. That's good. What are some challenges you have faced and how do you combat adversity?
whew, where do you want to start? um, there's always a challenge, and I feel like even when you make it, even when you get there, you're still going to have lots of challenges. The challenges never stop. After once you climb one mountain, it's another, and you have to climb that one. One of them is, being independent, funding your own brand, doing it for yourself. The first step is finding a team. Then you have to find everyone that you get along with, that you can make this work, that believe in the same dream. But when a group of people are working together, there's a lot of different things that you have to consider. I was lucky enough to kind of get that and put that together early in the game. Like I didn't have to wait 10 years for that. 2, 3 years in, I was able to kind of put that together and have that on my side. And then when you have the team, now you have to figure out how you're going to break into this market. Make noise, make your movement big, and create it into something profitable. And then it's figuring out, do you want to go with PRs or do you want to do it on your own? You got to kind of question yourself every day. And something that I know all creative people can relate to is your stuff between making the business run properly and trying to be creative. It's hard to balance both because you can go off the wall and design all this crazy stuff, but if it doesn't sell, how are you going to be able to keep doing that, all the time? So you have to kind of turn it into a business where you can be creative, but you're making art that's sellable, that other people like, that other people agree with. And that's like a big challenge, figuring out your market, figuring out who you want to sell to. All these stuff are like different challenges that I have on a daily basis, and it's kind of like behind the scenes, so people see all the good that comes with it, but there's like a lot of research and mistakes that go into that. A lot of mistakes all the time.
How do you overcome the mistakes? Like, what was the major one that, and you have to how did you overcome that?
Okay, so I started off my brand. I actually kind of lied. You know what? My brand in the beginning did look kind of costumey, so maybe that came from my Caribbean background. So what I did was I started making all this stuff, and at the time I loved that stuff. But what happened is I started to mature faster than my brand did, and I kind of lost my customers a little bit. So I kind of switched the brand up. But it was all still based on how I was feeling. It's just that it was a change for me. And I lost my customer base. They kind of got lost when I switched from one thing to the other. And what happened was the brand started doing really well. But when I made that change to where I felt satisfied, like, I'm making great stuff now. Like, it's really, really good now. I lost them in the process. And that's something that I'm still paying for, now, still trying to nail my exact girl in my exact market. And they want the old stuff from me. They still want to buy my old stuff. Sometimes they call me and say, do you still have that? Do you still, and you kind of have to put your foot down and say, no, I'm not making that anymore.
Okay.
That's not the way I'm doing it anymore. This is the route that I want to take. This is the vision that I have for the brand. And I kind of want to make them understand it and make them want that too,
Yeah.
So I guess I matured really fast without kind of giving them an in-between. Just like one way to another really fast. And it's just like a shop for them.
So explain Simply Intricate. What does the name and what does the name mean and the concept behind it?
Okay, so Simply Intricate. I came up with that name when I was 17. Okay. Because people would always say, like I'm kind of like an enigma, like they can't really put their finger on it. They can't figure it out. And I used to ask myself, and I'm like, damn, I can't figure it out either. Like I know what it is and it's simple, but it's too complicated to describe and to put into words. So then I'm like, I'm not the only one like this. That's all women. Yeah. All women are simply insecure. Like to us, it's like, oh, it's simple. Just do this, just do that. Yeah. And then to maybe the male species or to anyone outside of that, they're like, no, it's not that simple. Mm-hmm. You're really complicated. Like I don't even think you know what you want. So I use that term a term that I used to describe myself because it's an oxymoron. Mm-hmm. And then I felt like other women could relate to that, and that's how the term came about with Simply Intricate, and then tied it into a brand, making it simple silhouette with intricate detailing. So it's like, this is the woman. You think what you see is what you get, but there's little details that go into being a woman, to living as a woman, So I wanted that to tie into the whole aesthetic of the brand. and kind of what inspires me are women, different women that they do, mothers that do things, 50,000 things a day to take care of their kids with their job, look nice. So all that different little aspects that go into being a woman, and that's kind of what inspires me. A woman that can look good doing all those things. And that's kind of what the brand represents. That's kind of what's the interested, to me, because it's simple but it's complicated, and that sounds crazy in itself. So that. So that's what the brand is. So you see,
as a woman, yes, I get it. So I heard Johnell Smalls recently wore a designer here. So how did the opportunity present itself, and what were you thinking?
Okay, so that happened by accident. Really, it turned into something good. So my guy at the time, he was dressed in purple at the time.
And boyfriend?
Jason Zarello. And Darius, hi Darius, because he's so wonderful. He came in here. He's actually Jason Zarello's stylist. And he came in here and he's like, Fee, Jordan has nothing to wear tomorrow. I'm going to take this. I wasn't even here. He's like, I'm taking this, I'm going to put it on her. And I was like, okay, great, He put it on her. It fit perfectly. She wore it. We had a lot of good reviews came from it. People loved it. It was like really simple but classy. And from then on, she got in contact with us personally, and she just loved, everything from the brand. And we started working with her on a personal level. So we're now and she actually dresses herself. So she calls and she's like, oh, I would like this, and so she kind of styles herself now. She just picks out what she likes from the brand, and that's really how it happened, kind of like just like that. It wasn't like something I thought about, or Darius came in there and he was like, dang, and she just liked it from then. So I kind of feel like that was meant to happen in that way.
Has there been anyone else who reached out to you after that?
Some people have reached out to me, but the deal hasn't closed yet.
Okay.
So we're waiting on that to kind of come through, and keep your fingers crossed for us.
I will, absolutely.
So, we're trying to get on the AMA's red carpet and different things that we have going on now. I just don't like to
of course,
blurt it out before it's time, but we definitely have some people now that are reaching out to that we would really love to see. Yes, and see if we can really fit. We feel really fit the brand.
Okay. Describe your line in 3 words.
Sexy, classy, and daring.
I like your anything compares to me. If your design could speak, what would you want it to say?
I wouldn't want it. Oh, if it can speak. Yeah. Well, my favorite saying that I say now is walk in silence and let your presence make noise. So let your whole being, your whole element shine through, and you don't even have to say anything. Like let them say it for you. Yeah. Someone else will tell you. And I really try to do that with every single design. There's not one time, and I still have to do a survey and ask, all my clients, like, have you ever worn something together and no one has stopped you? Have you ever worn something and felt invisible? Because I feel like that's impossible. Like, someone's going to stop you and say, that's nice. I like that. Like, you're going to be noticed wherever you go, And I feel like it speaks for itself, but it has to be the person as well. Like, you have to be able to have that in you where you can wear it. So the woman is important, and then picking the right dress or the right outfit for the right event is important as well.
Okay, so your fashion show. I loved it. I loved the idea behind it. So how did that come to mind? And explain that. Explain exactly what it was for our audience, and then explain how the idea came to mind.
Okay, so that's kind of crazy because I sit here sometimes, or sometimes I'm just playing dress up here, and different ideas just grow and come to me. That actually came from. Do you remember the Excuse Me Miss video with David Pharrell? So they had like these models dancing really sexy while the party was going on, and I have went to the Black Boys. That's the name of it. It's called the Black Association. They throw these really nice parties and really nice women come by, and everyone. It's a good energy. Everyone's there having fun. I went to a couple of their parties, and I'm like, I can do that there. I can kind of create my own version of what I saw in the video. So I kind of took that video and the Rock Boy video, Jay-Z's other video, where he kind of had this sexy feel and like dancing around. And that's how the idea came to me to have a party going on and the clothes being displayed, you know, in the middle with the model standing there like statues.
Yeah.
While, you know, everyone is partying around them and having fun. And
now that you explain it,
Yeah.
I can vividly see that. Yeah, that's so deep. You did a great job.
Yeah, so that was the whole kind of vibe that I wanted. I didn't want it to be like a show or, you know, like a runway show where everyone is focusing on the models. I wanted them to be there, and I wanted their presence to be there while everyone was having fun and dancing and talking and socializing. So that was my whole purpose for that. I didn't want to do a conventional, you know, just have everyone have a runway show and all that stuff. So that's where the idea came from. I'm like, this is gonna, you know, be cool. Like, have everyone dressed up really nice and they can all have a good time. Wow.
And they did.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of great things buzzing around me. So what is in Noel's bag?
What is in Noel's bag? A whole lot of shit. Receipts? No. I'm actually gonna be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. There is really a whole lot of shit in all of my bags. They kind of everyone's behind. Like all my friends that call me a bag lady. But I have to have what's one of the things that I have to have? Vaseline. Okay. You saw that.
Yes.
So I get really ashy really fast, and I'm like working fabrics, and then it kind of dries off your hands. So I always have Vaseline. I have 2 wallets in there. One like has like a checkbook, and one has like all my cards. I have a whole bunch of receipts. I always have a pen, and I have 2 notebooks. The really big one, actually I'm lying, I have 3 notebooks. The really big one, a marble notebook, and I have a really small one. I just jot down whatever comes to thought. And then I have a 5-year plan notebook that I write in all the time.
And you keep that with you daily?
And I keep that with me daily in my bag. I probably have a Ruby. It's Ruby Woo. I have that always in my bag. YSL lip gloss. And what else is in here that I just saw? That's it.
And that leads into the question: what can't you leave your house without?
Okay, I can't leave like last night I went out and I was very annoyed because I forgot my Vaseline. And chapsticks and all that stuff works good, but I have to put the Vaseline on and then put on the YSL lip gloss or I'm annoyed. So I was so annoyed I had to leave it out because everything just goes dry. I have like dry skin. So I cannot leave home and I cannot leave home with those 3 books. The big one, the small one, and the 5-year plan.
Okay. Your favorite artist right now?
Johnell.
Okay.
Okay, she's so sultry. She's so sultry, and whenever I think about an older version of me, I feel like I'm gonna move like that. You know, like the way her voice sounds, like I feel like I want to walk into a room and sway, and that whole. I like her style, her songs. I really like her right now. Well, my favorite song right now is "Shake It Up" by Taylor. That gets me excited.
Okay, I like Taylor.
Yeah.
So what's on your? Do you have like a? Me and my friends, we are friends also. One of my co-hosts for radio show, so we always discuss playlists. You know that. You know we have this getting ready playlist. You have that sultry playlist. So what is on your dress up playlist? When you're getting ready to go out at night, what are you listening to?
When I'm getting ready to go out at night, I'm listening to trap music.
What kind of trap music? What do you play all the time?
I'm listening to Rick Ross. I'm listening to Jeezy. My favorite song right now is "The Club Is Going Up on the Tuesday."
Everybody's favorite song.
I'm listening to and there's this song out. What is it called? What is it called? Try Me. That's it. Try Me.
Who's trying me by?
I don't know.
Deja. We have 30 seconds left.
I just
Here we
know
go.
the word, and once my close to my like, what is this song? And I'm like, they're like, we have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, you're going, and they're like, no, we have no idea. But I really like those songs. I like that kind of whole gutter street music when I'm getting ready.
So, to wrap it up, what is advice you would tell your younger self?
Patience. Don't rush. I rushed into like just as soon as I turned 19, I wanted it all. I opened my boutique so fast. I just wanted everything so fast. I just feel like I have to get it.
Well, thank you for your time. This was fun.
That was good.
Do you have any social media handles you would like to
Yes, you can follow Simply a Chicken on Instagram, and we're about to get really, really creative with all our social media. The fairy tale stuff I was talking about is really true. We're about to show you guys and actually live it out and show everyone that, you know, you can create your own life and your own storybook. So you can follow us at Simply Intricate, SIMPLYINTRICATE, the same thing for Twitter at Simply Intricate. Facebook, I think it is actively intricate too, but try Googling it. I'm not sure. They put numbers and all that crazy stuff. And then we also have our blog that's Simply Intricate Style at Tumblr.com, and you can access it from our website, simplyintricate.com, and click on Simply Style as well.
Okay, that's great. Thank